Alright guys, welcome back to the Mukdong Studio. I am Wolf, with me is Caldor yet again. We've got an awesome lineup of players today. How are you feeling, Caldor?
Pretty good, pretty good. Last day before the Christmas holidays?
Yeah, definitely so. It's the 23rd of December here in Korea. So for most of you in the United States, it's still the 22nd, or I guess technically the 23rd if it's after midnight for you, which for most of you I think it should be. But yeah, Christmas is around the corner. It's a great time to take a look at our premium service at gomtv.net/ticket. And of course, tell your friends to look at that. Of course, also get on Twitter right now. This is a nice hot pad, by the way. I'm like holding it in my hand as I tell you guys. Get on Twitter and tell your friends. Tweet about this. Hashtag the GSL. Tweet that you can watch the GOMTV stream at twitch.tv/GOMTV in high quality for free. Today, it's the last day that this is going to be for free. So get on Facebook, get on Twitter, get on Reddit. Tell everyone you know. Don't even just post in r/StarCraft or r/gaming. Post everywhere on Reddit. Get people watching this tournament, introduce this tournament to people who don't know about the GSL, don't know about StarCraft. Your family, your friends, your grandma, your cat. If your cat doesn't know about StarCraft, what's wrong with you? Get your cat on twitch.tv. It's really easy. Even your cat can use it, okay?
Cats are already involved in esports. Maru, do you know Maru?
Maru? Yeah. The player?
No.
Oh, the Maru cat? Yeah, I know Maru the cat, but there's also a player Maru.
No, it's the Maru cat. Elfie watches the Maru video every time before he plays because it calms him down. So cats are a huge part of esports already.
I really like watching those Maru videos. You can look them up on YouTube. Anyway, here's yesterday's results. Genius going 4-0, Boxer going 3-2, advancing because he was able to defeat Tasia in the first game, so he was ahead of Tasia in that regard. So even though they're tied, he was able to advance. Tasia having to beat ASD in order to make that happen because ASD had beaten Boxer, so that was a close call there. And of course, today's matches, we've got Clide recently joining Slayers, and of course, Startail July, Liquid Hero, a fan favorite, Slayers YugiOh, JYP, recently teamless, and of course, OGS Lovesick, formerly known as OGSJ, our Zerg player there. So 3 Zergs, 2 Protoss, and a Terran Clide, the lone Terran of the day. A bunch of people were tweeting at me telling me that today is Friday, and so therefore it is Clide Day. So get on Twitter and tell your friends to watch this stream at twitch.tv/gomtv.net. I really cannot stress enough. I mean, this is the last day. This is free. Just get everyone you know to watch this. I know it's late right now in the United States, for example. Most of your friends might be sleeping, but even if they're sleeping, you should call them and wake them up. Send them a text. If you send them a text, it's okay. Here's the problem with sending a text, though. If you send a text, on one hand, okay, sure, they might not wake up, you might not disturb them, but if they wake up the next morning and see a text that they missed their only opportunity to watch the stream free, they're going to be really upset. They're going to wish that text woke them up. So maybe you should call them.
By the way, I can finally understand why people run around with these hot pads the whole day. They are addictive. They're like cigarettes, I guess. This is horrible. They are so warm, and it's so cold in Seoul right now.
Yeah, it's very cold.
It's so cold outside, and I have only 2 choices. I either have to grow some hair or get me a hat. Because it's just, it's so painful. My head hurts every time I leave the building. I need 5 hot pads or something like that and stuck in one part of my head.
Yesterday I was walking home, and I walked past my house, so I wanted to go get some food after the cast, and I was out in the cold, and the place I wanted to go to was closed, so I was really sad, but on the way back I was like, geez, I don't know if there's blood underneath my skin or if it's actually turned to ice. It was so cold. We've got a team kill coming up here for our first game. Just like yesterday, 2 Slayers players starting us off, Clide and YugiOh, a TVZ.
That's really smart, by the way. Always let the players from the same team play the first match. That's something that you should always do. Because it's not like they are going to rig the matches, but people will always talk about it if it's the last game of the day, and so that's the wise choice.
Plus, you can sometimes have situations like we had yesterday.
Exactly.
So that can be quite awesome as well. Either way, guys, this match could be really important later on. It's a very important match for these 2 players because if they have tied scores later, only one of them will advance. The map is Crossfire. Will Clide take out his teammate YugiOh? Will YugiOh finally have his chance to go to Code S? He's been in Code A for so long. He's never been able to grasp that Code S medallion.
I really love watching YugiOh's first-person stream. He might not be the best Zerg out there, but he's for sure one of the most entertaining ones when he's playing. So, the game is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. The GSL up and down matches. I'm Carla, with me is Wolf, and we are jumping into Clide against July.
This is the hour.
At the bottom left of the map, we have the Terran player, the only Terran player of today's up and down matches. We have
Slayers Clide.
That's right, Terran player. He is the only one of Reina's colleagues who is going to fight today. And his opponent on Crossfire is at the top right in the blue color.
Slayers YugiOh.
Here's YugiOh. When asked if he was a fan of the anime series or manga or the card game, he replied, "No, I just chose the name."
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was the reason for his nickname.
Well, I asked him once at a Code 8 qualifier, and he just said, "No, I just really like the name."
Does he
Told me.
at least know it?
Yeah, he knows what it is. He's just not a big fan. He's not, he's not that into it. Well, Clide putting his barracks down at a very forward position here. Just one barracks. So this is actually something we've seen more and more players do because there's no harm in it. You make the first Marine, you put some pressure on your opponent, and as we see, YugiOh is going for a hatch first. So you can maybe kill a drone or two, and if you can get the bunker up, you can even do more in some cases. But you follow this up, of course, the Reactor, Hellion, Expand.
The winner prediction, by the way, we have Clide with roughly 30%. 30% of you think that he will advance in this group, while YugiOh only get about 5% of the votes.
Very true. YugiOh, I mean, I wouldn't vote for him. He has consistently made it to the up and down matches several times and has not been able to make it into Code S. The barracks not spotted by this first drone, but when he sees the gas, he's going to know that there's a barracks out there somewhere. Pretty common to see the first barracks being hidden, especially these days. It's becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of players do that, and it's kind of nice. I mean, you can hide a lot of stuff. We've seen that lately, that you sometimes start even with a couple of Reapers in order to surprise your opponent. I've even seen that yesterday in ZVZ at some of the other games that I casted after the GSL. It's always nice if you know that your opponent is not aware what exactly you're doing and has to guess, so always keep him guessing.
Yeah.
YugiOh now with gas on his own.
Look at Clide's positioning of his depots. He's already prepared for that reactor wall off. It just allows his Marine to be that much further forward. There's no real other drawback to this. Of course, this barracks is going to be a little bit later because he gets to send his SCB further. He loses a little bit more mining time. But otherwise, look at this. The first Marine will perhaps be able to kill a drone. He actually just decides to turn around, does not kill the drone he injured earlier. May go Overlord hunting on his way back, but YugiOh has positioned his Overlords in such a way that the Marine cannot kill them.
Yeah, he's already a little bit frightened, that poor Marine. A small little coward.
Takes the watchtower, runs away. Right now, a Roach Warren goes down very quickly for YugiOh. Smart choice, considering that most people have been following this up with Reactor Hellions, and he's already seen the gas has been taken. This also allows him to put a lot of pressure on his opponent and perhaps even kill some SCVs.
Exactly, at this point in time we have YugiOh on a harvest account of 22, and there is this push when you have roughly about 30 supply and you start to attack with 5 to 7 roaches and just try to knock on your opponent's front door and say, "Hi, did you prepare anything in order to stop my roach push, or can I actually bust through the supply depot and kill a bunch of workers?" So let's see if YugiOh decides to get aggressive. He's building 2 roaches already. Will he add a few more as soon as he's able to? Supply blocked right now.
As soon as his Overlord pops, he's got a few more larvae stacked up, ready to go. And the Overlord is finished, but actually decides to make more drones instead.
He doesn't have the gas. He only has like 40 gas right now, so those roaches will at least enable him to block the ramp, to be a little bit more defensive. He's skipping the Spine Crawler.
Yeah, and I like that choice. The roaches are going to be useful all game long at taking the watchtowers. They're also going to be able to put a little bit of pressure on later if he wants to. He's going to have to be very careful how he controls them, but yeah, just blocking with the roaches rather than using the spine here. A really cool choice by YugiOh. Starport already on the way for Clide.
Clide doesn't make any attempts of getting a second base now. He's just sticking to that tech. He's going for the Hellions and starting to build a stock fort behind it. Do we have double gas? I think we do, don't we?
No, just one gas.
One gas, so there won't be any cloak being researched, but he might go for a Banshee after all. Starport is ready and the tech lab is in position as well.
Yeah, he's definitely going to make a Banshee. I like that choice because he knows the roaches are out on the map. He's going to need the Banshee to control.
In the middle of the map, an Overlord being spotted by the Marine. Is he taking advantage of that? It does. Oh, he is not. But the roaches are already in position. They would kill him. Oh, he actually has a command center.
Yeah, he has a command center up in his main base. He just hasn't moved it down.
Yeah, I actually missed that. I was looking at the minimap and I was looking in the spot where we usually have the command center being built by the Terran player, which is right over there, and he's going for a third one.
Yeah, he's making a third command center now, and even though he has not moved his second command center down, he's getting double mules at the same time, and also double SCVs at the same time right now as that third command center goes up. And he's got a few Marauders out. He's probably going to want to make a bunker here, but at the very least, he's going to be totally safe. His third command center is going to be in his base for quite some time. He's going to get extra mules from it. He's going to bolster his SCV count before he really wants to move up with it. Interestingly, is actually waiting with his Banshee, not going to try to clean up the watchtowers, considering he already has both watchtowers. The Marine that's on the forward watchtower has still not even been pressured by the Roaches.
Delayed cloak for Clide. He's getting a second Banshee, delayed his cloak a bit, and is just now researching it. Interesting. It doesn't look like YugiOh is prepared for some Banshee attack, and I don't think that at this point in time he will really expect it to happen.
I don't think he'll expect it that much is for certain, but he does have the lair halfway done. An evolution chamber has already finished. He's already started +1 for his Zerglings. But I have to say, he should be able to deal with this. But the Banshees, there's going to be a few of them out. He can use them if he micros them correctly in so many different ways. He doesn't even have to go in to try to kill drones or kill queens.
Exactly.
He can use them to control the map, kill the hatchery at the top left, for example.
Mixing in some random German. Well, at the top left, as already Wolf was pointing out, you can kill that hatchery, you can put a little bit of pressure onto the third base. You can't control the watchtowers, just make sure that your opponent is not killing the Banshees, that's key. And he's killing a fair amount of drones, and YugiOh is not reacting to this at all. Finally attacking with his queen, but that's already way too late. Wow, Clide killing 12 drones already. YugiOh didn't pay attention at all to his economy.
I would actually cancel Cloak right now if I were Clide, seeing the lair and the spores, but he's not going to cancel it. Now Cloak's going for the spore here, but an Overseer is already morphing.
I like that. He forced an Overseer and he's able to kill additional drones with a Cloak. That definitely paid off in this case.
Yeah, definitely so.
He needs to make sure that he doesn't lose that Banshee.
Oh, so close. Does get the Banshee away. 23 hit points left, and there are no queens of the natural, so now we can kill even more drones. And remember, with 2 Banshees, you can one-shot drones. In total, 20, 21, 22 workers killed. Wow, Clide's Banshee's doing a lot more than I thought they would, considering YugiOh was prepared. He had all the necessary ways to stop it, but Clide microed correctly, and YugiOh got caught a little bit off guard.
I would never have suspected Clide to be able to kill 22 drones. 47 drones now for YugiOh, and Clide has 52 SCVs. He has 3 command center, 3 orbitals, therefore 3 mules in addition. He's now getting his stim pack and of course also the combat shield upgrade, while YugiOh finally has his Spire up and running in his game for the first 6 mutalisks, and they will be able to shut down the Hellion at the Banshee Crasher.
The Banshee is going to go up to the north, actually, to harass this base. There are a few Roaches there, which he cloaks for. Is going to be able to kill a Roach. Probably will turn around afterwards, maybe even get a second Roach. Not too significant, but it's annoying for YugiOh to deal with. His first mutas, though, as you were saying, are popping out now, and that is going to be the end of this Banshee.
The Banshee just got promoted. It's the commander now, and commanders tend to be a little bit lazy. That's why it gets killed.
Is that true?
I don't know, I'm just making random stuff up because I just saw it turn into a commander.
Well, she does die there. The lair...
No, yeah, she doesn't.
Oh, wow.
Finally. He can cloak again. Ah, damn, he could have saved the commander.
The natural is about to be under attack by Clide. Clide with a really interesting timing attack. Combat shields are done. His +1 is just now starting. He's going to try to hit here with Stim. His siege mode is also almost done, but he has not brought his tanks with him for this push. He does have so many Marines that the Mutalisks are going to be negligible, but he does have to be careful with Banelings. He only has 2 Marauders in the mix. He's going to have to split really well. Actually, looks like he may decide to turn around at this point, attacking from a different angle. Going to clean up some creep by the looks of things.
There are 10 Banelings for YugiOh, and the problem for YugiOh is he's not only supply but right now. Oh, Baneling speed is done. Is he able to catch the Marines trying to surround them? The Banelings connect a lot of them. YugiOh is taking the supply lead with 115 and killing his opponent's ground army. The Medivac gets killed as well.
Wow, that's a 40 supply lead now for YugiOh, and the SCVs spotted transferring over here to this base. The bunker does not finish, nor does the turret. Everything canceled there. And YugiOh in a position to perhaps even take this game right now. He's got to be careful, though. Needs to bust through those bunkers. There's only one siege tank out there. One more about to come out right now. But YugiOh may be able to end the game.
21 banelings being made now. This is brutal, and we have the attack. The siege tank, one siege tank won't be enough. YugiOh is going for the main base now, is busting everything in his path, taking down the second tank, and now Clide is on the ropes with 70 supply against 120.
All the SCBs of Clide fall. Now he's got 4 times the supply. GG. YugiOh crushing that first push of Clide, and Clide had no response for the huge counterattack that YugiOh had planned. Really well-timed by YugiOh, and in general, he kind of outplayed Clide, but I feel like if Clide had just decided to turn around and saved his army there, he would have been totally fine. He would have been in an okay spot. His Banshees did so much damage, but YugiOh just... He was... Nobody... I don't think anyone expected him to just go for that huge kill move, but it worked out so well because Clide was skimping.
Clide just didn't have the tanks.
Yeah.
He didn't have enough siege tanks to deal with that pressure. Only one tank at the wall off, and
not enough Marines either to deal with the mutas.
He lost all the Marines with this push, and after the whole Baneling group just busted the wall in, the Zergling streamed in as well. There was nothing he could do at that point in time. I was a little bit surprised how easily YugiOh recovered from those drone losses.
Yeah,
he
really
well done.
He droned up so heavily, but usually when you get in a situation like that and you drone up really heavily, then your army count is too low, and that's exactly what Clide was counting. He was like, oh, well, you're just going to drone up like crazy, and then when I attack you a second time, you're not going to have the army to defend this. So it was a really nice idea by Clide, but YugiOh just did actually the perfect balance of droning and making units just enough so he could hold off that attack, and he engaged really well. He had the Zerglings for the flank, even though Clide was trying to retreat and hug that wall. He had a ton of Zerglings for the flank, and when he had those flanking Zerglings, Clide just could not micro the Banelings, hit on all of his Marines, and that was the end of that story.
And what you just mentioned is actually one of the most difficult things when you play Zerg, to know when you can drone. You always want to drone. You want to drone as much as possible, but you need to be aware of how many units your opponent has, how big his army is, so that you can start to use your lava to build units as soon as you need to defend, and YugiOh made the perfect choices this game. If you drone too much, you will lose to your opponent's push, and if you don't drone enough and you have too many units, then you won't have the economy to stop the second wave. So yeah, really well done by YugiOh. He pulls ahead in this group with 1 win and 1 loss, and now we have another Zerg player fighting. We have StarTale July, and he is playing against none other than Liquid Hero.
Yeah, Hero, of course, losing to ASD, a player who played yesterday, who was unfortunately for him not able to get into Code S, and July obviously losing to 4GG previously. So these two players obviously been around a while. Hero, a newer player to the GSL, whereas July Zerg, for example, ever since he decided to try to compete in the GSL, has been in it. And July needs to get, if he wants to get back into Codes, needs to win a lot of these games here, and July Zerg has just not been doing as well. There's a lot of rumors about July. Is he going to go to the military soon? I heard that he 6 pulls on the ladder every time he plays against Protoss, for example. That's just like this joke that everyone has. All the pro gamers playing against him are saying that because he just always 6 pulls. Yeah, so I mean,
I watched this stream so many times. Well, not every time, but really about 60% of the games he's just going for a 6 or 7 pull and starts to... I talked to Oz about it, and he has, it's just because he's so annoyed with the matchup.
Yeah, and that can sometimes be problematic. Of course, this is the matchup he's going to have to play here against Hero. Hero's shown some really awesome PvZ builds, and I remember the first time I ever watched Hero play at a Code 8 qualifiers, I stood behind him and I was like, wow, this guy actually really knows how this matchup is working. He changed the matchup so much with his play, showed some new interesting Stargate play, and I really like Hero here. I like his chances against July. July going to have to really try hard to beat him.
And Hero struggled a lot at the Blizzard Cup. On the other hand, he was able to perform quite well at the DreamHack and at the NASL. See if he's able to get into the Code S this time. We're about to start the game, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.